Demonetized
Ready,
very
set,
quickly.
okay. Start. Hello everyone, we're the Continuity Crew, and today we have another episode of the Big Feature Film Review where we talk about the recent theatrical releases. Today we are talking about the recent A24 film Min. I'm Will.
Sorry.
I'm a man.
God bless you.
That's when
Yeah, that's my name.
this guy, special guest, TJ.
TJ, I didn't know that was my cue.
No, yeah, you can say your name. You don't have to. He never does. This is the recent A24 film Min. Like I said, it's directed and written by Alex Garland, starring Jesse Buckley, and some other people. It's a very small cast, like 7 people. This follows a young woman who has a tragedy happen in her life and goes on a vacation to kind of get things back together, or just kind of, what's the word?
Deal
Soul
with
search.
her. I was gonna say deal with her
Trauma. Yeah.
trauma.
Like a grief counseling thing.
Yeah.
No,
Like
Kind of.
Like, well, go to the
She-
countryside. Forget about your dead husband.
Yes.
yeah, pretty
essentially.
much.
Yeah.
I'm
This.
assuming it takes a dark turn.
It does.
Because not seeing this movie.
Yeah,
Dark
so
is-
TJ
dark
is
is,
just here for shits and giggles,
For
and
giggles and grins.
he hasn't seen this movie. Have you seen the trailer for this?
No.
No, he
Dark
doesn't.
is an
know,
understatement.
he doesn't
Dark is
even
an
know.
Is it understatement? Is it that bad?
It's pretty out there, man. It's up. It's my number 3 movie this year.
Wow,
Just
okay.
because I like the dark stuff. It's good stuff.
That's fair.
Alex Garland also did Ex Machina
I
and
thought that's
Annihilation.
where I heard
yeah.
that from.
So,
Yeah, those are both fantastic movies.
so he did another. He's got a good track record.
He's got a good theme going where it's always like, oh, here's this thing that you think is good, and then it's really
Yes.
bad.
What's
That-
funny is that this guy did like the Batman series, or like one of them.
Oh yeah, he did.
He did like
Oh,
one episode or something. I remember looking through his history, and as a writer, he has more writing credits than he does with directing. But like looking through his credits, it was just really funny seeing the Batman in there. After like, if you like,
These.
yeah, if you look at like
Yeah,
the
you're like Ex Machina,
comparison-
Annihilation.
He could do
Batman.
a good Hush.
It's like
for
if
Batman.
Robert
He would,
Eggers went on
yeah.
to direct like a Spider-Man like TV
Yeah.
show or something.
Yeah.
So I'll toss it to you. What do you think about Min? I'm interested because I really like this movie, and Alex Garland makes good stuff. So what do you think?
I do like this movie
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot. It had nothing to do with what I was expecting.
Me either.
I thought it was gonna be way more crude than it was.
Yeah, it's like I said, I haven't seen it, but with the title, I mean, so for me, you guys have seen it, so I'm like still what you felt like, because with a title like Men and it being a dark movie, I thought it was gonna have, and again, it's not a bad thing if it
Yeah.
does, but I thought it was gonna, from what you guys are saying, it doesn't, but I thought it was gonna have like these weird like feminist undertones or something
No.
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
not at all.
They're,
Exactly. But with just, it's like a horror movie called Men, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, wow,
So
that's
they
on
are-
the nose, you know.
they are kind of there, but not in the way you would like think. And it's not really what the movie's about.
It isn't.
And it's a wild ride, man. I'm here for it. I was telling Win after I got out of this movie, it's been a while since I've like watched the movie. I'm gonna have to watch a video to understand this, because like there's things I'm sure I missed. Like I get the gist, but I'm like, whoa.
I didn't even think about all that stuff. All I could think of was like how the story was going
Mhm.
in general. Like I didn't think about like all the thing is, the only thing I picked up in this was the misogyny, and that was it. Other than that, I didn't pick up any other thing. Like I think you said Adam and Eve or something like that on one
So
point.
yeah, apparently there's some Adam and Eve parallels. They did it in the trailer, like the forbidden fruit with the apple and
Okay.
stuff.
Oh, I get what you
And
mean.
that's
yeah.
kind of where that comes into. I did miss like the first like 5 minutes of this movie, but
She ate the apple as soon as she got there.
that's I think
Oh, so it's like a tree of knowledge type thing.
yes.
Oh.
Oh, that makes
Without the
even more
knowledge.
sense.
Yeah, that's
Does
the
it?
how, there
no.
was two trees in the
Yes.
Garden of Eden. There was the tree of life or whatever. It was the tree
They
of,
could eat
there was
one and not the other.
Yeah, and then there was the tree of knowledge, which was not, and the snake tempted Eve into
Mhm.
eating, and then Eve got Adam
Well,
to
so
eat from it, and
what-
that started the whole like genetic
Original
sin,
sin,
yeah, original
yeah.
sin, genetic sin type of thing.
So that makes a lot of sense because it's all the bad stuff, I'm assuming, starts happening
Well, yeah,
afterwards,
because-
and the men are kind of like, oh, it's your fault. And so like
Well,
that's
yeah,
kind of the
but
biblical.
no one forced her to eat the apple.
No, she was coerced by the
She
snake.
she wasn't.
Well,
either.
not in the movie, but I mean, like in the story, she was
No,
coerced.
she was. Yeah, I know that. I remember that
The
part.
story.
It's just like
biblical Bible.
the way it starts. Actually, is the husband dying. It's actually a flashback of
I love the flashback.
Him falling to the ground basically, and her crying in the kitchen, and her closing that window. And I thought, from that point on, it would have to do something with biblical stuff, but it
wasn't heavy,
did.
but I think there was some like God, what's the words? Just under.
I think in general, I don't think it was a biblical standpoint. I think the apple and the whole church thing was just a symbol, not really it had nothing to do with the Bible. It was just a symbol.
What the dang word is, but whatever.
Like the apple could be like
a motif.
Oh, motif, yeah, imagery. Just
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's kind of the same thing. Just quick aside, it's kind of like the same thing in like Neon Genesis Evangelion, where it had a lot of biblical imagery, but there was actually it wasn't. There was no actual symbolism behind it. They just enjoyed the way it looked.
The way it
and they
looked.
just put it in there.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what it is. Since there's a lot of from what it sounds like, it's not necessarily. There's a husband snake and all that stuff. It'd been a little on the nose. It's just like, oh, well, it kind of starts like that.
It was, I think the way I see it with this movie was that it's just all the shitty things that men do. And honestly, like, they're all pretty on point.
Yeah.
I mean, there was like a scene where a vicar was talking to her about how it was her fault, or like
that
that her husband committed suicide, or we don't actually know if he did, but I'm assuming he did. And
I
the
can
vicar,
definitely see the misogyny in that. Then, like with it being like men are telling her that it's her fault, type of deal.
Not only that, he was touching her knee the entire time.
Yeah, it's very.
She was like grabbing it like a kind of a massage, but like not like a. It was just really
weird.
bizarre.
Yeah,
it was just.
I
weird.
think it was. I think kind of the gender. It's more about her grieving and coming to terms with it as the whole movie, more than just like men suck.
Yeah,
that's
the
there.
undertone. Yeah, it's the undertone. It's not necessarily the main plot point.
That's the way I see it too. It's more really about just the way how someone deals with.
Yeah, it's more about her than like everyone else. Yeah,
because
more of a character story than like, oh, these people are doing this, and so
because like for me, I think there's like the way I see grief, or the way I think about grief, is that there's two ways that you can think about them. One, it either magnifies the way you look at things, or it completely ignore everything that's going around you. And I think that's what was going on with her, and aside from the vicar being like, it was your fault or whatever.
Yeah.
And so like I think generally it was more about the grief, but I guess people have different interpretation with this. I mean, I was looking through a couple of reviews, and a couple of them were like, this wasn't what I was expecting. I thought it was going to be more about the women and the way they experience things, other than
instead of just what we got. So spoiler alert for men. That's kind of like what we thought of it. Some quick like things I really liked were definitely the cinematography, the atmosphere. It's probably it scared me almost as much as Hereditary, and like the Hereditary messed me up, and it was so good how they did everything. It's just great atmosphere, and it's also his fault because the house reminds me of my house a little bit, but older, and he played a prank on me where he put a speaker in a cabinet and played a knocking sound, and we were freaking out. We had a bunch of buddies over, but like,
they brought out guns. They were freaking the fuck out.
I thought there was like a homeless guy at the door or something.
It was like
vagabond, what is it, like squatting in your house?
Dude. So and that's exactly freaky. Like kind of what happens in the movie. Scared me to death, and so I connected with it, and I hated it. So
it was PTSD.
But she essentially gets bullied by these men throughout the entire movie, and she's just trying to like have a good time, but like they won't like let her. And so it eventually, I mean, I'm still kind of putting it together, but like we see like vaginas on like men like birthing people.
No, not people. The same person.
The same person, yeah.
No.
It's interesting, man.
On all different ages.
Yeah.
I think it was like a symbol to like see to show like, oh, these are all basically born in the same places, but they're just shitty equally.
Yeah.
Like
the generational shit.
Like how that type of behavior isn't like you're not. It's not genetic. It's taught by
taught.
like the
Yeah.
fathers.
It's not by the fathers, but it's like it's
Well,
it's
yeah,
passed
but it's
down.
like it's passed down.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't
That's
just
really
happen.
good.
You're just
Yeah.
like you're if your dad or somebody in your family is a piece of shit towards women, and you'll see that
Yeah.
behavior and emulate it.
So like, and that's the only thing I wanted to really like touch on story wise, because I think people should just watch this. To be honest, if you like A24 stuff, definitely watch it.
It is a must watch.
It's top 3 for me. Like I said, this
fucking
year.
weird.
But yeah, what's your one problem when and we can
The camera they fucking use. Listen, all right, we use the same one. It's the same sensor basically,
it is.
but I can see it. I can fucking see it, and it bothered me throughout the movie.
You could see it like in the reflections and stuff.
No, the fucking colors in this movie.
Oh,
It was very. Listen, the Sony Vega they use and the camera we're using is about the same sensor, so the
Mhm.
color spaces are the
oh,
same.
okay.
It fucking bothered me, and they didn't do enough because it felt like they just turned up the saturation a little bit and then kept it there and just kept the color grade the
Mhm.
same and color correction nothing. It was just all the same, and it bothered me. So I think they should have done with like an Alexa, and I think that would be
What
cool,
do you
but
think
that's
about the cinematography? Because we're both big cinematography guys.
I thought it was great.
Okay.
Like visually,
Sometimes we don't agree on that.
no, visually it was very compelling to see like a loneliness feeling in this
Yes,
movie,
yes.
and the engulfment of like the whole forest just surrounding her was just cool to see. It was like the forest was like a weird symbolism for like overwhelming
It's almost like
feelings.
it's like its own character.
It's not its
Kinda.
own
Well,
character.
almost
It's
with the
yeah.
creepy guy.
yeah, I guess yeah.
Part of it, a little.
But like it's almost like the forest was like this is her and the way she feels. The only time
It's
she ever gets to
isolated,
breathe. Yeah, like the only time she ever like took a breath was when she was like in the middle of somewhat of a field, but there's still a forest in between her.
Mm-hmm.
And she was just like basking in like the rain and all that stuff.
Mm.
And as she kept walking and the tunnel was there.
Like I could just. That's something I want to say is Jessie Buckley is probably becoming one of my favorite actresses right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought she was
So
already in the
good.
Hall of Fame.
She's so good. Like yeah,
She's a great actor.
love her. So TJ, what do you think about it?
Okay, so here's my 10-hour in-depth synopsis
Yeah?
of this movie. No, I haven't seen it, but based on what has been said, I'm probably gonna go home and watch it.
Good. Well, it's
Or
in
well,
theaters.
It's
I'm
in
probably
theaters.
gonna break into a movie theater
Do it.
in the
It's
nude.
it's
and watch
really
it.
good.
I don't know why I'm
Are
naked.
you
I
into
just-
A24 films?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I like them.
Yeah.
I like
Lighthouse.
Hereditary and Lighthouse and
Did you like Moonlight?
haven't seen
Oh,
Moonlight.
fair enough.
So good. And to wrap this up, we will finally get to our ratings. We do 2 ratings here on the Continuity Crew. We do critical and entertainment, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. Win, what's your critical rating for Men?
This is a little harder. I'd say a 10, actually.
Wow.
I was trying to think. I didn't really find any problems with this movie, like filmmaking wise. It was all very creative. It was all very artistically inspired, not inspired, but the push for the artistic stuff was just there. And it wasn't like, as an example, senior year, or not senior year, Firestarter, as an example. That one lacked a lot of creativity. So I would say this movie had all the creativeness
Yes.
from the director and the writers. And I like Alex Garland, so
Yeah, he's great. I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
you just hate creativity.
Yeah, I do. I just want everything in black and white.
So what's
boring.
what's the like
What's
the
the
0.5?
missing?
Yeah, what's the 0.5 missing?
Yeah, what is the 0.5?
What's the fucking 0.5?
What's the
missing?
fucking 0.5, Will?
I just
You
wanted,
didn't mention this earlier.
I wanted more.
Yeah, this movie did feel like it was like
Tad
it was
short or
enough,
something?
It
but
was
it
an hour
wasn't.
40, and
Oh,
it
okay,
just
so
like
it's a little on the shorter side.
and like I just wanted more.
Well,
I mean,
that's the thing.
it.
You
Like
include
Northman,
credits.
I gave it 10, and it was like 2.5 hours, so
Oh,
I got
dude,
everything.
If that was the critical rating, like if we were doing that, like I'd give Northman like a 1 because I want a 9-hour movie of Northman.
Yeah, but I just wanted more.
I feel like that would be more.
And I got
entertainment,
too
though.
scared.
You got too scared.
I got too scared.
You got Will
I
scared.
got a little scared. There's moments I was like, okay.
Really?
It's just that great atmosphere. I loved it. I can't.
I hated the fucking girls that was next to us.
Oh yeah, we had
People don't know how to fucking watch
a
a movie anymore.
No.
They all either talk, laugh, or
Well,
just.
I think it has everything to do with the fact that most movies are like going to home. Like you can see movies at home.
But
before-
also this movie
but
was like so serious, and they were like laughing at some of the parts. I'm like,
no,
what?
I wasn't saying anything. It's cool.
I've been interrupted like 50 times today. I don't
Like,
know.
what are you talking about?
Let's get to entertainment rating. What's your rating?
I don't get a critical one.
If you want.
No, I just have to put it in A because I haven't seen it.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
Oh, what?
Entertainment value.
A 10.
10.
Wow, so perfect score from old Winstopher over there.
I like it, but I don't think it's my top 10.
So
I
he
feel
didn't
like
give Northman like a. So it's like
oh no, yeah, well,
creativity.
That makes sense coming from one. I'm gonna give it a 10 as well. It's
This
like
should be a 9.5 and critical should have been a 10.
it's too late
for me. My
Because
rating.
the way I see it is like the
There
part where
could
you
be
said
more
it wasn't.
story.
Hold on, you said there wasn't enough. I feel like that would be more entertainment. than critical,
that's more. That's
if you
story.
think about it.
Story.
But that's how you felt.
No,
Entertainment
pacing
is about how
part
you
of
feel,
critical and like
critically
story.
is
No.
about all the
No,
unlisted or
no.
listed stuff that's in there.
No, entertainment.
Therefore, critical
entertainment, I
rating
would
should
be
be
like-
about what the movie did and how they did it, and then the entertainment part should be how you felt about it afterwards.
Yeah. Afterwards, 10. During and like filmmaking wise, 9.5. 9.5. Filmmaking wise, you could have more. So 9.5.
But if you think about it, it couldn't be their fault. It could
It's not
be
their fault.
It could be the studio's
It
fault.
could be the studio's
so
fault. And
all
that can
that
affect-
number is all I'm thinking is with that number that should go to the filmmakers and not to the studio. That's why I usually
Well,
go to the
you want
critical
to
rating.
add another like 2
I mean,
ratings, studio rating?
I think
and-
you should put a 0.5 in your critical ratings. I'm just saying.
Okay, you know what? F it. They're both 9.5s now.
But that's not how the movie is. It was a 10 out of 10.
Hold on. What did I give everything out all at once? The same thing. I feel the same way. Everything Out all at once had a little too much. Fantastic movie, but it could have ended multiple places. That's the same thing I'm saying, but like different. Anyways, though, we've been the continuity crew. Fucking win. Pushing my buttons.
What?
Oh. Anyways, though, thank y'all for
But
watching.
am I wrong, TJ?
no comment.
Oh, okay.
Actually, look, I think
I won't think any less of you, TJ, if you agree with them.
like if you hold
to
on.
me, no, I see where he's coming from.
I see
really,
where he's coming
I do
from,
really see
too.
where he's coming from. However, I still think it would go into critical, in my opinion.
Why is that?
That I got that for an hour and a half with the fucking Batman versus Super thing. Why is that? Yeah, but why?
I like logic.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Wait, look, okay, look.
He's a
hold
good
on,
rapper.
Hold on a
No one
second.
picked that up. Okay.
I got it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ignoring it because I truly think so. Critical is like flaws with the movie, right?
Yes and no.
Okay, how so?
Critical is more of like.
Well, I've been doing
what
this
I mentioned,
wrong
like
for 2 years now.
No, yeah, it is. It
Okay,
is. Yeah.
so if him saying the flaw in the movie is that he thought it was too short, wouldn't that mean that the score 9.5 would be in the critical one?
No,
How what?
because it could also. Hold
I
on.
just want to talk about
It
Chip
could-
and Dale, baby.
It could also not only be a studio's problem. It could also be the theatrical or the
so it can
theater's
go in, so
problem.
it can go in both ones.
What?
So it could go or it could be either or. You could make an argument for either or.
I guess so.
So it
Well, like, I
doesn't
feel like-
matter where it goes.
No. The way I see it is that like entertainment value is like the way you felt about the movie after.
Okay.
Or
After.
yeah. So you could say like a shitty movie could be like a 10 for you entertainmently.
Okay.
And the way I see it, when you say like it should have been longer,
Well,
I feel like it should be in entertainment.
no, but see, the way you got to ask yourself now is, for the hour and 40 minutes, Will, were you thoroughly entertained?
Mhm.
So it would be a 10.
Yeah, but he did say that he felt like it should have
Yeah,
been
but
longer.
that's just on
No,
the
that
that
should
has nothing
be
to do with his entertainment in terms of how he felt about the hour and 40 minutes that he saw.
But he felt it. He said
Yeah,
that
he
I
felt
feel
it.
like.
But I feel like that would still be critical because it's on the movie, not necessarily about his entertainment. Or maybe he should have worded it differently.
Okay.
Maybe he should have said, "I think."
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Okay,
I'm saying.
I think
yeah.
it should have been longer.
Now
Let's
it's a
wrap this up.
9.5.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for watching. We've been the Continuity Crew. I'm Will. That's Win.
I'm the one who knocks.
That's DJ. Thank y'all for watching. We love movies. We love y'all. And we'll see you on the next one. Men.
Man.
What a
Feeling
great
and
name.
thinking is a totally completely different thing. The thing is, though, men don't actually think. We feel.
We think with our cocks.
Exactly.
And that's
True.
why
We
we
have two
feel.
brains.
Please, I really hope that either you keep that or it's like in a blooper reel at some point.
I think we should just release that one part about critical and entertainment.